Hey guys, it's Lumen, and today I have a farming build for Shura 3. Now you might be thinking, wait, that dungeon is so hard, I've died a million times in it, and you're telling me that there's a farming build for this dungeon? That's exactly what I'm telling you. So of course it's going to feature the hottest and strongest lead in North America. We have Nautilus, right? And then you have a bunch of super expensive subs and equips. So let's get into the team build, and then I'm just going to go over floor by floor what you're going to do. Now, it's not going to be coordinated with the video, so it might be a little bit awkward, but hopefully the editor puts up good enough B-roll that you guys can follow along and see what I'm talking about. If it doesn't work out, if you're confused, blame the editor. Good one. Okay. So, the team. You have Nautilus, you're pairing Nautilus with Nautilus. Both of them are the exact same. So Nautilus will have double SCR and double God Killer. The God Killers help with killing off some of the later spawns in the dungeon. Most notably, I think it helps kill off Raphael quite easily. Raphael is notable because, well, guess what? If you don't kill him, he will kill you. There's literally nothing you can do. You need to one-shot him or you're dead. So there's that. His equip, you have Zella Hat. Now the Zella Hat provides the bind resist that you need for the first floor and for Baldin. And then it provides more rows to not only boost team-wide damage, but also boost Nautilus's final form active spike. And then it also provides a combo orb, which you can use as like a supplementary option to boost your damage and boost your combo count. Those are your leader and your helper, right? It's identically for both. Next, you have Selica as your first sub, right? Selica is your unlock option, right? She has L unlock, and then she also has an unlock active on a very short cooldown. She also has a time buff and a small amount of orb generation, which can be useful in a pinch. Now, Selica is one of the main damage dealers on this team. She carries on a double damage cap latent, right? And you might be thinking, wait, hold up, that only comes in Shura 3. You're right, but you can obtain one by trading in 3 rainbow medals in the enhanced tab. And honestly, I think of it as an upfront investment, right? Like, if I can invest those 3 rainbow medals to farm more, I'll do it, right? Because I'll regain my investment over time and whatnot. The assist for Selica is the Yamasukami second equip. It has 6 resist, 4 jammer, 1 poison, 1 blind, and it provides a massive 4-turn delay for extra effective skill boost. Moving on, you have Alynna. Alynna is like your recovery plus your cleric plus your secondary damage stick package, right? Once she transforms, she has a godlike active that literally covers every cleric option, right? Will clear all binds, clear all woken binds, clear all unmatchable orb statuses, regardless of duration. She also has a bunch of heal TPA awakenings in her post-transform. And this is important because Nautilus does not have a recovery multiplier, right? He has a huge HP multiplier, huge shield, great damage, no recovery multiplier. And so to supplement that, because obviously you're going to take damage, you need to heal. Alynna provides all the healing you need with her 2 heal TPAs plus a bunch of recovery plus latents, right? So her latent setup is double SCR and a 3 recovery plus latent. Now her equip also helps with the healing because it's Ava's Flute, which has a heal TPA. So instead of 2, now she gains a 3rd one via assist, and then it has 4 resist, double blind, 1 jammer, 1 poison, and provides more healing, which is nice because you need to compact it all very, very tightly. Otherwise, you're going to have to supplement it somewhere else, and there's not really much room for that. Next, you have Academy Valeria. Academy Valeria provides much needed skill boost as well as tremendous damage. She is the other primary damage dealer on the team. She has a double damage cap latent as well and a VDP Super Awakening to allow her to pierce, right? By the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but Selica also has a VDP Super Awakening so that she can pierce as well. So skill boost, good damage, really nice active, right? The time buff, the recovery buff, and the refresh are all very, very, very useful in various stages of the dungeon. Now, equip-wise, you have Zinogre's first equip, and it's useful because it provides lots of resist, double poison, double blind, but more importantly, it has a 2-turn Fujin active, which allows you to get past floor 6, which has a Fujin shield and a Super Resolve spawn. Because of the Super Resolve, you need that Fujin active to last for multiple turns. Finally, last but not least, you have Freyja. Now, Freyja provides extra team-wide damage in the form of rows. And when I mean team-wide damage, not only is it like actual direct team-wide damage and that you match a row and you'll deal more damage than if you didn't have those rows, but also in the fact that it will boost Nautilus's spike to even higher heights. You're just boosting that spike to crazy numbers. So that's also useful in that sense. Now, she doesn't have much personal damage, but she does have a VDP and a Devil Killer, which is quite nice for certain spawns. What's important for her is that she carries on 2 SDR and a Poison Surge Resist Latent. Now, the most important thing about Freyja is that she has a 2-turn haste active, right? And it also has a spike and a recovery buff, but the 2-turn haste is actually very valuable. Why is this? Because if you notice, Selica and Valeria don't have any SDRs at all. They have double damage cap latents, and that takes up all their latent slots, right? The problem is, on the first floor of the dungeon, there is a 2-turn delay. Now, Valeria won't care that much, but Selica has an assist with a delay on it that I absolutely need to use on the first turn. The thing is, if I get delayed, I can't use the inherit on the first turn. The great thing about Freyja is that she has a 2-turn haste that allows you to get that inherit back up and in time for the first turn. It's a very convenient timing, and I use her active multiple times throughout the dungeon as well, so very, very nice. It just helps on the beginning and in the middle. And then, of course, for her equip, she has Mari's Keychain from the Evangelion collab. Oh god, Evangelion. I hope I pronounced that right. For some reason, I get scared. I pronounce things wrong all the time, and I don't want to pronounce things wrong, you know? I mean, if I can get it right, I rather would. So, you have the Ava collab. We'll call it the Ava collab. You have Ava collab, right? The equip provides 3 wood orb enhance, right? Which is useful because it's more damage, right? And then you might be thinking, oh my god, you have Nautilus active, you have lots of rows. Do you really need more damage? Yes, you do. You need as much damage as you can get, because this dungeon is very, very tanky. So that being said, you got Orb Enhance, right? Now, of course, it's not as many as you could get, but Mari Keychain is probably the best inherit in this case because 3 Wood OE is good. You have a single lonely poison resist, and you might be thinking, what's so great about that? It actually completes the full resistance coverage for the team. You have full poison resist, full jam resist, full blind resist, full cloud resist, and full poison surge resist. The only thing you're lacking is jammer surge resistance, and honestly, that is not the worst. You basically got everything covered is what I'm saying. So Mari's Keychain is an integral part of getting everything covered, so that's that. Now, Mari's Keychain also has an active that has a 4-turn shield. And the reason why this is so valuable is because the boss has a move that you cannot avoid. When the boss gets under 50% HP, it will deal a gigantic amount of damage to you. And if you do not have a shield for this team, you will not tank it. You will literally die. So, because we don't want to die, we bring along a shield so that we can survive. In case you're wondering about replacements or alternatives, you can tinker around with it. But in my mind, this is probably the most optimal setup you're going to get. You're not going to get anything better if you switch around assists or whatnot. Of course, I might be wrong, and if I am wrong, just let me know. But I think this is probably the most optimal setup you can go. Of course, it's extremely expensive and unaffordable and yada yada, but the point of it wasn't to be economically focused, okay? Now moving on to the floor breakdown, right? So first floor is the Carbuncles, right? You pop Freyja, you pop your delay, then you stall for 2 turns and then pop Alynna. Now, why don't I pop Alynna on the very first turn? The reason is that I want to stall for that transform active. Now, of course, she transforms, but not only that, she casts an 8-turn heal over time effect, and I want that effect to last as long as possible because that healing is very useful for while I'm stalling and then on the next floor as well. So I use her transform when she has 1 turn left before her inherit charges up. Then I stall 1 more turn, and then I pop both of my Nautiluses, right? So Nautiluses are now transformed, and they're ready to charge up for the final transform, right? Then I stall 1 more turn, because there's 1 more turn left on the delay. And then I match a row and combo out and try to do damage, right? Now, try not to go overboard and match a ton of wood combos or double row or whatever. Single row and maybe an extra wood combo is probably what you want to go for. Because what you want to do is you want to kill off the blue carbuncle, deal damage to the wood and light carbuncle, and then on the next turn you match another row and kill off the other 2, the wood and light, right? So once you kill the middle 3 off, you're going to be left with the red and the purple. Now, it's important that you keep the red alive because if it dies, the purple will know that it's alone and it will move and kill you. So if you kill off the red before it's time, then you're simply dead. So keep the red alive, but try to lower the HP as much as possible and then save wood orbs, right? Now, once the red is alone, you can actually tank its hit on your own. So you don't even need to like match a wood blob or wood row or whatever. In fact, if its HP is low, I would suggest just not rowing at all. Just match a blob of 6, right? Like 2 combos stacked together, something like that. That way you don't trigger your row awakenings and accidentally kill it and then kill yourself. So stall and get the HP as low as you can, and then once the purple carbuncle has 1 turn left, then that's when you kill both of them. Then you move on to the next floor and both your Nautiluses will be up. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to pop Nautilus 1, right? Your leader Nautilus. You pop Selica to get rid of the time debuff, and then you just combo out, make double row, do as much damage as you can, and then you kill them off with both boards. Of course, you pop the first board, get rid of the supers off, pop the second board, kill them. Nice and simple. You know, I know this is very micromanagement heavy, but trust me, I've been like trying to flesh it out and be very careful about these things because I want it to be as clean and consistent as possible. So on the 3rd floor, there's a Dryad, which casts a color absorb shield. And if it's wood color absorb, you are pretty screwed. I can't do this today, guys. Jesus Christ. It's a wood absorb. I'm actually kind of done. You can stall it out, but it's really hard and not really that fun and very risky, and there's a very high chance of dying even still. So I would just menu quit, honestly. It's so frustrating to deal with that. So disregarding the Dryad RNG, what you want to do is pop Alynna and then probably pop Nautilus. You break the super resolves on the golems and then you kill off the Dryad, right? With the Dryad, you can kill it, right? Or hit it to super resolve. Because it's at 1%, you can auto flow the rest away and one-shot it effectively. So after you kill off the Dryad, then you want to pop Freyja. That way you haste up your Alynna back up and you get rid of the recovery debuff, right? So you use your Freyja, and then ideally you want to stall a couple turns by not matching a wood row, matching a wood blob, dealing, you know, match little combos, just do your heal TPA for healing. Play it very safe, stall. And the reason is because once you use Freyja, it takes a while before she's up again. You need to use Freyja on Parvati to get rid of that recovery debuff, otherwise you will die. And we'll talk about Parvati more in detail, but just know that you need that recovery buff back up in time for Parvati. That's why you need to stall. I'll give you a good metric on how to stall by the time we get to the floor where we can't stall. So either way, just try to stall a couple turns. Like 2 turns is what you want, but 1 turn is just fine. You know, better than nothing, right? After that, kill the floor, right? Then next floor, you have the Mystic Knights. Mystic Knights is when you get Awoken Bound and get all these, you know, gloriously ugly stuff, right? It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Basically, for the bombs, you just combo them out or spin them out if you get the spinner guy. Try and stall if you can, right? You get Awoken Bound, and normally you pop Alynna, but if you can match a wood row within 5 seconds, I would actually suggest you do that as long as you have the HP to survive, because when you match that wood row, you can stall, and the Awoken Bind guarantees that you will deal absolutely no damage, which means you get a free nice turn of stalling there. Now, of course, you don't have to stall all the time, but I'll give you a good metric on how much you need to stall before you get to floor 6. So either way, once you do what you gotta do, just kill it off with a row. Not that hard. Next turn, you have red, blue, green super carbuncles, right? The bigger ones, right? Now, these ones, again, if you need to stall a turn, you can stall, right? Especially if you pop Alynna. And the thing with this floor is you need to have Alynna up for the next floor, right? So on floor 5, check Alynna. If you need to stall an extra turn, do it. That way Alynna is up on the next floor, right? Other than that, my suggestion is kill off the blue one, right? Because it has the 1% super resolve that you can auto flow. That way you take less damage as well. And then stall for a turn if you need to, and then kill off the red. Now, I was talking about, oh, you need to stall this amount. There's a benchmark. The benchmark is Freyja needs to have 5 turns left until her active is up when you go into floor 6. If there is any more time that you need to charge up that cooldown, or if the cooldown is any longer than that, then you're not going to have her active up for Parvati and you're probably screwed. So yeah, just 5 turns remaining until active is up when you go into floor 6. Do whatever you can to get that. If you can't, just pray for Minerva, I guess. Okay, floor 6. Floor 6 is the Fujin floor, right? And then there's also a 2-turn delay as well. And there's a wood unmatchable. So you're going to pop Alynna, right, to get rid of the wood unmatchable. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stall for 2 turns. Now you might be thinking, wait, hold up. You said we couldn't stall on this floor, but you can? these 2 turns are actually just part of the stall, right? Like I've already incorporated them into the cooldown whatever of Freyja, right? So you stall 2 turns because there's a skill delay of 2 turns that will delay your Valeria's inherit by 2 turns, right? So you need to charge that back up to use the Fujin, so that's why you stall 2 turns. The reason why you can't stall anymore is because the Flamey is on a 4-turn timer, right? And if you stall for 2 turns, it's on a 2-turn timer. And because it has a super resolve, well, guess what? You need to kill it off right away. So, match a row, try not to kill off the spawns, right? If you kill off all the spawns before you use the Fujin, you're gonna get an enraged purple carbuncle that will just kill you. So, match a row, right? Maybe hit them down to super resolve once, but then on the next one, just make a non-row blob and stall out, right? Once your Fujin inherit is up, use your Zinogre equip and then kill off the floor, right? Just double row, do as much damage as you can, and just kill off the floor. Now, the next floor, you have the Pemdra, Rimdra, the egg machines, right? Those, just kill them off in one shot, right? You just hit them out down to half, and then the autofill will carry, right? Now, of course, you encounter a lead swamp, but all of them are quite reasonable. Like, the worst ones are probably Alynna and Valeria, and then your better ones are Freyja and Selica. Either way, just kill off the floor. Don't worry about it too much. Next floor, you have Minerva and Parvati. Now, I know I've been talking about Parvati a lot. Minerva is pretty safe. You know, she isn't really that dangerous. Just heal, make sure you don't die, and you probably won't die. Parvati is the one that's dangerous because what Parvati does is she has 0x recovery debuff, and if you get hit by that and you try to heal, you can't. And she deals a lot of damage, so you need to heal. So for her, the way I deal with her is Freyja will be back up, right? If you stalled properly, you will have Freyja back up on Parvati. So you use Freyja, you play it safe. What I try to do is if I can't one-shot her, right, I try to just hit her down below 50%, and then by that time, Selica hasn't been used in a while, so her delay inherit comes up, use that delay and just stall out everything and set up a nice kill board and then kill her. That's honestly how I would play it. Okay, next you have Tsukuyomi, and then you have Andromeda. Both of those are actually pretty free one-shots, right? Just match a row, match out your combos, you're one-shotting those, so... yeah, I know. You might be thinking, wow, you can one-shot these things? It's like, yeah, you can. So one-shot those. Next, you have, I believe it's Ameno and Baldin. Baldin is the trickier spawn, the much trickier spawn. Ameno you can one-shot. Baldin, what you want to do is you use Alynna to get rid of the Woken Bind, and then you just deal damage until you get below 50%, at which the attribute changes, right? And then once his attribute changes to dark, you just simply kill him. It just takes a while because if you look at his defense and HP stats, he's just very, very tanky, especially against wood teams. So you just have to just chip him down until you get below 50%, and then you kill him. Otherwise, he's not that bad because you have all resist, so he can't really do anything to you. Next floor, we have Gremory, Ilm, and Grandis, if I remember correctly. So Gremory, right, for her, I would play it very safe. She's pretty thick, but like she's not that thick, so if you deal too much damage, you'll probably die. What I would do is I would match a row, and then don't combo out too hard. Chip her down for one turn, and then on the next turn, kill her at your leisure. Now, Ilm, he gives you a full light board and 4 spinners in a pattern, or maybe like 6, depending if you had Baldin, right? Ilm, for him, what you want to do is basically you change the entire light board to wood, and then you use the spinners to put orbs around so that you can just one-shot Ilm. And you might be thinking, what the heck? But yeah, you can one-shot Ilm. For the 6x5, basically you manipulate the spinners so you get a VDP and a wood row with a combo orb proc, right? And that will one-shot them. For 7x6, I think the way I did it was move out orbs that aren't wood into those rows and then match 3 wood rows, and that deals enough damage to one-shot Ilm. The spinners are really annoying, I will admit that, but he's a free one-shot otherwise. Grandis is basically auto-flow twice and he dies. There's just literally nothing else to him. At his super resolve, he'll just like do some spinners and stuff. It's honestly very, very safe. So for 12, you have Fenrir Viz, Dark Metatron, Senri, and Albercht. Now Viz, the way I would play him is just be safe and try and chip him down to around 30 to 50% health, right? And then once his 2-turn shield drops, then you one-shot him. For Dark Metatron, it's just chip her down, use Alynna to get rid of the heal unmatchable, and then chip her down and kill her. For Senri, Senri's the worst. You need to save your G Valeria for this because she creates a full board of fire that you can't really deal with unless you have like Ilm spinners or something. So then you use your G Valeria to get rid of the board. You slowly and painstakingly chip her down until she dies. She's honestly a really annoying spawn, but it's just how it is. She has a 7% resolve, so you can get pretty low. And then once she's close to dying, you just one-shot her with a good board. You gotta heal every turn for her. She's very tanky. She deals a lot of damage. Honestly, one of the more frustrating spawns in the dungeon. Now, last but not least, you have Albercht. Albercht does a 1-turn Awoken Bind and good amount of damage. The way I play him is I use Alynna and then I hit him down to below 50%. Once I hit him down to below 50%, he will automatically do his below 50% moveset, right? Which is like some spinners and like no Skyfall, I believe, and some damage, right? And this is important that you get him below 50% because normal moves wise, you clear with Alynna, the Awoken Bind with Alynna, but if he's above 50%, he can Awoken Bind you again. And that is something that you desperately want to avoid because Alynna won't come back up that fast, even if she is one of the best clerics in the game. So chip him down to 50, get his moveset going, and then kill him. It's a 2-shot. Now, next 4 you have Raphael, Gorkaos, Gorfeis, right? Raphael, 1-shot. 1-shot him or 1-shots you. Simple as that. I think if you match a row and combo out, you'll be fine. So, yeah. Gorkaos is pretty tricky. I don't think you use Selica that much in the interim, so the way I would play him is save up Selica's delay again. Delay him at such a time where the delay will carry over to the point where his attribute absorb shields are not up, right? Once the attribute absorb shields are down, then you can kill him. He's very weak, so as long as you get rid of those shields, you'll be fine. In the case that your G Valeria has Zinogre equip up again, you can use that too. Gorfeis is essentially the same kind of spawn as Gorkaos, except it has light, water and dark absorb as opposed to wood and light, so he's a free one-shot. Next floor is Ryuunsai and Kyozansai, right, the two invade dragons from Mystics. Ryuunsai is just VDP and combo out to deal damage, and he's honestly, like, in my experience, he's like a two-shot. He's very, very simple. I mean, your wood attribute advantage is immense, and it's very, very nice. So, yeah, he's a free two-shot. Now, Kyozansai is the same thing, except he takes a lot longer because he's tankier, and he's red attribute, which means you are at a disadvantage as opposed to an advantage. The one note I can give you is that the below 50%, both dragons have like an unmatchable kind of thing, so you want to save Alynna for that. Now finally, we are on the boss. We have Light, Dark Hexazeon, and the Augites. The purple one revives the other two 3 times, and then that's it. So what you want to do is kill off the Augites 3 times, right? If you kill both of them, that counts as 2 revives, right? Just kill them off a bunch of times, and eventually you'll get to the point where the purple one loses its invincibility. Once the purple one loses invincibility, you kill it off. That's it. You kill it off, and then Hexazeon is now not invincible, right? Because all the Augites are gone. After that, the game plan for Hexazeon is just chip them down until you're close to 50%, pop your shield on Freyja, and then bring them below 50%, tank it, alright? You don't even need to use Alynna if you don't want to, because the unmatchable is actually covered by Nautilus. Nautilus will convert away those unmatchable orbs. So it's honestly fine, but basically chip them down near 50, pop your shield, bring them below 50, tank the big hit, and then just chip him down until he's close to dead, right? Don't get him below 2% or you'll die, but get him down around like 5%ish or something, and then you set up a nice board and you kill him. That's the game plan. It's very simple. You just have to make sure you focus and not screw up and not, you know, match 5 linked orbs instead of 6. So I think we'll just roll. We'll just roll the whole time. No! No! Other than that, you'll be just fine, just fine. So yeah, and there's the dungeon. That's how you farm it. You do have a decent answer to every spawn. Of course, there's some spawns that you just don't want to see. Like, you don't want to see Senri ever. Like, Senri is probably the worst spawn in this entire dungeon. Even Baldin is fine because he's not even that dangerous. Senri is terrible. You don't want to see Parvati. You don't want to see Baldin. You don't want to see Kyozansai. But you have an answer to everything, and as long as you play it right and you don't screw up, you can clear everything and anything. So there you have it. The first farming build for Shura 3 in North America. This is prior to the buff to Academy Valeria. Academy Valeria in JP, she got buffed to have a full poison resist, which makes team building so much easier. So much easier. So yeah, Academy Valeria, once the buff comes, it'll be a lot easier. But for now, this is the first iteration of the farming build. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a blast making the team and a blast running it for the title as well as for farming, right? It's a little frustrating because I'm bad at the game and I make a lot of mistakes in my comboing, but honestly, it works out quite nicely. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you know, you can comment down in the comment section below, or you can come over to my Discord server and ask me questions in general chat. So yeah, Discord link should be down in the description below as well. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you guys next time. I mean, I think next we have like a Royal Oak Clear and ASR2. It was kind of, we delayed that, I think, because we want to get Nautilus out. So yeah, next video coming up, some Royal Oak hype train right there. So yeah, see you guys next time. Good luck and have fun.